Good morning and welcome to the Splash Live. Dave Scott right here in our Civic Center studios. What is a very busy weather day today here in the Greater West Bloomfield area. We're going to get to all that on the show. We're actually going to provide you tips from the National Weather Service. I'm going to show you what to do on a weather day, what websites to go to, what to do on your phone to get all the weather alerts, and a whole lot more information. And then we're going to actually track a live storm tracker who is currently in northern Indiana and is following the storm that is heading in our direction. So should be a very interesting show today as we get ready for this possibly big weather, or not winter, but big stormy weather event in our area today. Thank you very much for joining us here on the Splash Live. It's part of 90 Minutes live television each and every day. Of course, we start out with the Splash at 9:30 and then the MegaCast at 10. I'm sure Tyler will continue on with more information you need on this weather emergency day here in West Bloomfield. Very easy to watch us across all of our platforms. That includes Civic Center TV Channel 15, AT&T Channel 99. We're on the web at civiccentertv.com. Good place to go today. Any day, but especially in a day like today where there could be some weather information to share with you or other emergency information during the day. All of our outlets actually good for that today, and that includes our live streams. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube today, and a very important resource for a day like today is 89.3 Lakes FM. Short of our tower getting knocked over by, I laugh, I hope it doesn't happen, getting knocked over by a tornado, we will be there to provide you the information you need. I'm a weather junkie, as you probably don't know. So rather than have some other weather expert on, I decided to just do the best I can to share with you all the information that I have available, and hopefully it'll help you if you engage in some of this stuff. Will help you keep yourself safe today, and maybe you get a little bit more interested in weather. When there's bad weather around Michigan, I show up. Recent case and example, the last tornado that we actually had here in the state of Michigan was in Gaylord, and I was able to get around Gaylord the day after the storm, see the devastation. This is on M32 where these shots were taken just the west of I-75 up in Gaylord, and that was a devastating tornado. Took out a mobile home park, took out a lot of businesses, went right through a very key part of Gaylord up in northern Michigan, and the reason I want to show you that video right now today is just take a look at these pictures. We hope that we don't have any of this in West Bloomfield, but you've been watching the news over the past several weeks and seeing these very active thunderstorm lines coming through. And today, unfortunately, it's our day. They've been hitting the rest of the country, knocking down trees, devastating buildings, removing roofs, destroying RVs, and unfortunately also having taking some toll on human life. So today, everything you need to make sure that you are as safe as possible during this storm events. First of all, let's take a look at our weather forecast and get the most recent information from the National Weather Service, and that starts out with our daily weather window that we always have here. Today, rain, yes. We don't want to put a tornado in this picture, but you can see, take a look at the temperature, 74 degrees. That is what is fueling this storm. And take a look right there. This tells the whole story. When you have a big front come through with a big fluctuation in temperature, like we're going to have today, it's going to be 74 and then it's going to cool down to 39. Whoa, that's a big temperature shift. And that's the kind of thing, along with a lot of moisture in the air and other factors that we won't get into today, drive this kind of stormy weather. So today, it's not just going to be a line of thunderstorms. The possibility exists for more. We'll get the details from the National Weather Service, but that's a big part of it, our temperature spread today. Tonight, clearing out after the storms, 54 will be the high for tomorrow. And then on Friday, more sunshine. But as you can see, a big cooling trend. We're going from the 70s today and back into what is more typically April weather over the next couple of days. So let's take a minute and go right there. Perfect, Jared. That is the National Weather Service page. And when we start to take a look at information, this is where I go. So you might want to bookmark this page and put this on your computer. And this is the page of the National Weather Service office right here in the Lakes area. And let's just stay on that, Jared. Let's not, no offense, Jared, just stick with me today. Don't get ahead of me at all, please. This is the National Weather Service page right here. And let's put that back up for a minute. That's the National Weather Service page from the office in White Lake. So it's right here in our area. We're fortunate enough to have a great weather service office here. And there's a lot of different things on this page, and I'm going to walk you through it. But first of all, let's get right to the critical information of the day and read the hazardous weather outlook for our area. The National Weather Service in White Lake says a powerful low-pressure system will lift into the western Great Lakes, bringing a warm and humid air mass preceding a cold front. Little technical. This will fuel numerous widespread thunderstorms late this morning. So coming late this morning through early afternoon. The potential exists for significant severe weather development, including tornadoes, hail greater than 1 inch, and damaging winds across all of southeast Michigan. Numerous clusters of storms will be moving southwest to northeast at 50 to 60 miles an hour, moving fast, with a main window for severe weather between 11 a.m. and 4 o'clock this afternoon, and then things clear out. In addition, just before we went on the air today, a tornado watch was issued for our area. Very quickly, you probably know this, but a review for some. There's a watch and there's a warning. A watch means the conditions exist and are likely for a tornado to occur. And there's no question that's what we're under right now, and that's what the day is. A warning means either radar or a spotter has actually seen a tornado. When you hear tornado warning, it's time to go get cover. Get into your house, in interior walls, get away from the window. If you have a basement, get down into your basement and take cover. So right now, you're doing the right thing. You're watching our program. You're getting all the information you need to get prepared for the day. We know that we've got storms coming through. Could be strong, might not be, but very likely that they are. So you're doing what you need to do on your watch. So let's go back to the National Weather Service map now and take a look at what you see. The first thing you see when you go to weather.com/DTX is you see this map. And I like to start here on this map. And what I like to do to find out the information that I just read for you is I like to click on our community. So this is Detroit. There's Wayne County. Here's Oakland County. And try to pick a spot somewhere near where we think West Bloomfield is. And there we are. So here's the key information that we need today. We've got our hazardous weather information, hazardous weather outlook. We know there's a tornado watch in effect. We know this is for the Pontiac area, our current conditions. We have a forecast, and then we have a very detailed forecast here with all of the specifics, talking about the storms, talking about when it's going to be here between 11 and 5, the big winds that are going to be coming in the area at 90% chance of precip. And this is a good page to go to virtually any day. You can find out on a sunny day how sunny it's going to be, what's the best time. Now, next to the map, they have all of the warnings that are pertinent for our area with a color code. So you can look over here, you can see yellow, tornado watch. So the tornado watch extends all the way up to the thumb, over to Big Rapids and Mount Pleasant, and all the way out to Coldwater in western Michigan and down to the Michigan-Ohio border. So this color key here gives you an idea of what information is available for that map. So let's scroll down a little bit. Then you have these additional resources down here. First of all, the radar map, we'll take a look at that. This is a special map that is showing you the route of the storm. And then here is marine and other hazardous information and the weather story. So the weather story, weather map, local radar. You can click on any of these and get more information. Let's click right here and just take a look at the general area of the storm. And you don't need to be a meteorologist to figure this out. You can see, look, there's that yellow area, and you go down to the key down over here, and you can see that we have a severe thunderstorms possible in our area. So it's moving through. You can get technical and look at the fronts and the lows, and anytime there's lows, usually that means you got bad weather coming into your area. Taking a look over at this map here, here's your typical radar. And, you know, we all see radar every day. We've got it on our phones. We've got it on TV. It's a wonderful resource, and it's not really complicated to look at. areas where you're seeing these colored areas in radar, that means that that's where the radar is seeing some precipitation. And as it goes from these light blues and greens into yellows and into reds, that's where it's getting more severe. Not too complicated. I think, you can move the map around as I'm doing right here. It's pretty straightforward. Now, these areas over here, as we look off to our west and southwest, this is what's coming. You can see the very heavy line of thunderstorms right here. That's where the front's going to move through. And these areas are warning areas, these shaded areas. These boxes start to pop up. When they're red, that means a warning. But it's always good to kind of keep an eye on these maps if you are trying to stay ahead of the game here. This is a great page to go. This is the go-to place on the web. Now, there's a lot of other alternatives. This is not the only one. I kind of like going to the National Weather Service page. Tends to be a little bit more technical and a little bit more informative. But there's all kinds of other weather sites. You can go to weather.com and look at the Weather Channel stuff and a lot of other ones. But that's the kind of information you're going to find. Now, you might say, Dave, that's cool, but I like to get my information on my phone. So here's what I recommend. In fact, I was having a meeting last night with the members of the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Commission, and they said, Dave, how do you get all the information you want on your phone? It's an app. It's called My Radar. Let's take a look at this. If you don't have this app installed on your phone, I would put it on there today. It is very, very helpful. It's free. You can upgrade it and spend money on it if you like, but you don't need to. And you can see from the left-hand side that it's available for all the different mobile devices. You can put it on your Android device. You can put it on your iPhone if you want. You can put it on your watch, all of your devices. And what's really great about this app is the radar map that I showed you is there, and you can bring it up anytime. But you can turn alerts on. So about a half an hour ago, when they issued that tornado watch for our area, it popped up. And it let me know. I didn't have to do anything. In addition, if there's even the slightest bit of rain that's going to be coming into the area where you presently are, in the next 30 minutes, you'll get a little pop-up warning. So I love having the My Radar app on my phone. It's kind of like that alert system that you might have from the National Weather Service that alarms your weather radio in your house, if you happen to have that. This puts it right on the phone. It will alert you when something is going on, and it'll give you all the information. You'll be able to look at when the rain's coming. Should I get out of the car now? Should I be heading down to the basement? The information that you need, that's one good thing to put on your mobile device. Let's talk about one more thing for your mobile device before we take a break, and that is a program called Nixle. And Nixle is a national program that allows you to get local alerts from your local municipalities. And the West Bloomfield Police right here in our area, they participate in Nixle. A couple of ways you can sign up for Nixle. It couldn't be easier. You can just go to your mobile phone, your mobile device right now and type in your zip code to 888-777. So send a text message on your phone right now to 888-777. You'll opt in for the alerts. You'll put your zip code in there, whatever zip code, your Kego, Sylvan, Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield zip code. You'll put your zip code in on your phone, and then you're going to get the alerts from Nixle. Now, Nixle, in addition to any major alerts that the West Bloomfield Police or other dispatching authorities in the area want you to be aware of, and that could be a weather alert too. They're also going to let you know if a road is closed with a down power line or there's some other emergency going on. If there's something you need to know from our dispatch center in the West Bloomfield Police Department that dispatches for all of our local communities, you're going to find out. You're going to find out right away. And it can be very handy as you're driving around, avoiding intersections that might have an accident on any day, be it a bad weather day or not. Having Nixle on your phone today, having the weather app on your phone today is going to be very handy to get you in the right place. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we're going to take a look at some information for the National Weather Service video, and we're going to check in with a live storm tracker that's currently in western Michigan and northern Indiana following the storms that are moving here right now. We'll check in live on them in just a couple of moments. Thank you very much. Good morning. You're watching The Splash Live. I'm Dave Scott. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
I'm Steve Eiserman of the Detroit Red Wings, and I think every child in Michigan deserves a safe, healthy, and happy childhood. Can we build a state where Children Trust Michigan isn't just a name, but something our kids believe? Please support Children Trust Michigan as the voice for children and families by visiting the website to learn more.
Watch Civic Center TV with our brand new live captions. To turn on live captions, go to civiccentertv.com and click Watch Live. In your web browser, click on the Options tab in the top right and find the Accessibilities tab. Then just switch on live captions to heighten your enjoyment of our local programming. Thank you so much for watching Civic Center TV. And now, back to The Splash Live.
Well, good morning. Welcome back to The Splash Live. Dave Scott in our Civic Center TV studios with you today all around West Bloomfield. Obviously, potentially a big weather day. We could have tornadoes in our area. We have a tornado watch right now. Heavy line of storms moving through our area. There's been a lot of hail associated with these storms lately. That could be moving through our area, and it's a good day to make sure that you are prepared for what to do if we do have a tornado. We're going to check a video out from the National Weather Service with helpful tips in just a minute. But you know, most of us want to run away from tornadoes. There's an increasing group of media enthusiasts who run toward tornadoes. They're weather chasers. There's a bunch of them right here in Michigan. One of those guys is Jake Heitman Adventures. And let's go to his video right now. This is a live video from Michigan storm chaser Jake Heitman. He is in northern Indiana when I last checked in with him. Jared, why don't you just turn the audio up? See if he's saying anything right now as he's driving down the road.
We're just driving around in the rain because we can. There is a line behind these storms. Could have a crazy shelf cloud, which might be interesting.
So bottom line, what's going on here is that Jake is driving. He's chasing the storm. He is, like I said, in West Michigan, right where those storms are happening, and he'll be following them there, or here as they head in this direction. You could check him out. You go to YouTube and just search on YouTube for Jake Heitman, Heitman Adventures, and you'll find his live stream. We'll keep it up there too while we're chatting a little bit. There's also Michigan Storm Chasers. They've got a website called MichiganStormChasers.com, and they're looking for donations and help to keep their operation running. So you could look them up on the web, on Facebook as well. We're going to keep an eye on Jake's video and get back to that and just try to get some update of how it's going. You've seen these videos on TV with the live storm chasers, and you can find this live video this morning on YouTube. If you get a moment and you're interested, I recommend you check it out. There's the QR code right there. If you want to just take your phone, we'll give you a minute. If you want to take your phone up to your TV and just take a picture of that QR code, then you'll have the direct link to get to Jake's live stream. Again, he's driving in rural northern Indiana or western Michigan right now, and we'll check in and listen to him a little bit more in just a minute, and we'll put this back up on the screen in a few. But I want to take a moment and go to a video from the National Weather Service right now. It's a video that tells you what you should do when you have a tornado, when there is a tornado warning that's been issued for your area, and what are the steps that you need to take. Let's roll that video.
Seek shelter immediately. Go to a safe room, basement, storm cellar, or the lowest level in a sturdy building. If there is no basement, go to the center of the building and away from windows and doors. Put as many walls as possible between you and the outside. Get under a sturdy object like a table and cover yourself with pillows and blankets. Use your arms to protect your head and neck. A helmet can offer some protection too. If you are in a car, drive to a shelter immediately. If there isn't enough time and you are caught by extreme winds or flying debris, park the car as quickly and safely as possible, out of the traffic lanes. Stay in the car with the seatbelt on. Put your head down below the windows. Cover your head with your hands and a blanket, coat, or other cushion if possible. Do not park under an overpass or bridge, and never try to outrun a tornado in an urban or congested area. If you are outside, find the lowest point on the ground and lie face down. Use your arms to protect your head and neck. And most importantly, watch out for flying debris. It causes most fatalities and injuries. Safety is job number one. Get weather ready.
All right, well, hopefully you won't need to use any of those tips today, but if you do, there's some good ones in there. The helmet, staying in your car with a seatbelt on. I honestly didn't know that one. That is a really good idea. So clearly, we know the devastation that a tornado can cause, and this is why it's important. Hopefully we won't see it here in the Greater West Bloomfield area today, but this is why it's important for you to be on guard for the next couple of hours and keep an eye out and follow all the things we've been talking about. Now, I'm going to show you a clip from just, I think it was a week ago. These storms have been moving through, and here's a video report from Little Rock, Arkansas, from one of the TV stations there, and then ended up getting picked up in New York. But here's a report of the devastation these tornadoes can cause.
A fierce weather system spawning a deadly tornado outbreak across 9 states from Friday to Saturday. The National Weather Service says it was an EF3 tornado with up to 165-mile-per-hour winds that hit Little Rock, Arkansas. The damage in the small town of Wynn, extensive. 4 people lost their lives. Donnie and Susan Johnston made it out okay, taking cover in their bathroom.
You could just hear, all the debris.
And I was afraid that tree was going to fall on us.
In Tennessee, Nell has lived in her home for 65 years. She also sheltered in her bathroom. Her daughter says if she had stayed in her bed, she likely would not have survived.
And the house just lifted. It felt like it was going to tear apart.
More homes and businesses destroyed in Sullivan, Indiana. The mayor there says it looks like a war zone.
Talking to the residents down there, I was able to walk the neighborhoods a while ago, and it's devastating, right? And just see mass devastation.
Luke Nissen and Joe Seek were among more than 250 people packed in a theater for a concert in the town of Belvidere, Illinois. About an hour west of Chicago, the roof caved in during the storm Friday night.
It just was pitch black for a second, a big giant boom, and you just smell the dust and everything in the air.
They, along with dozens more, jumped in to help those who were trapped.
It's just a pile of wood, nails sticking out. What do you do? But you hear these people screaming underneath.
50-year-old Frederick Forrest Livingston Jr. was killed in the collapse. In Delaware, state police confirmed 1 person died Saturday during the storms, a confirmed tornado there. This video captured in Bridgeville. Derek Dennis, ABC News, New York.
All right, well, we certainly hope that we don't have a report from our community like that. And I'm not trying to alarm anybody, but it's a day that we could have some severe storms. And it's just important that you understand the magnitude of a severe F3, F2, or worse tornado coming through our area. It happened in Gaylord, Michigan. I was there to see the devastation shortly after the tornado in northern Michigan less than a year ago came ripping through Gaylord, Michigan. We know right here in West Bloomfield the impact a tornado can have. We had a devastating tornado rip right through Maple and Orchard Lake Road in 1976. It was my junior year in high school here in West Bloomfield, and I had friends that were directly impacted by that tornado. We had a number of homes totally destroyed. A Winnebago mobile home thrown right into the bank vault at Maple and Orchard Lake Road. So we are not immune to this. I don't know if it's like urban legend or not, but people do say that tornadoes tend to follow the same path. I don't think that's true, but if you've watched our video about that tornado in 1976, it's on Civic Center TV. It had a huge lasting impact here in West Bloomfield. So our goal today is to be safe. Hopefully nothing will go wrong and we'll have a great day, but you now have some tools to help you get through the day. We only got a minute or two left. Jared, let's go check in on the storm chaser and Jake Heltman and see if he's what he's up to. Maybe just take a minute, see if we got to get that video to connect. But this is a storm chaser who is on YouTube Live. We'll give you his link in a minute so you can go in and you can watch at some point today. He is currently in northern Indiana or western Michigan. There we go. And he might be chatting. Let's listen in if we can.
Storm down by Walkerton, Indiana, a little bit north of Walkerton, Indiana, that we might be targeting. We're going to have to let it come to us and see that whole line of storms to the south.
So, I mean, you can see he's driving down the road, doing exactly the opposite of what we would be doing if we knew a tornado was coming in our direction. We'd be going the other way. He is going toward the tornado to try to capture,
so now we're just
capture some of it.
Southeast of Pokagon, Michigan. Eventually, this will have my location on it, but right now it's pinging back to the servers that I send the video to. So I just have to.
All right, well, as you can see, this is it's just even amazing. He's having some technical issues, but you can leave the video up, Jake. It's even, Jared, it's even amazing that he can even do that he can be in his car and we can be watching it live on YouTube along with the radar image. Clearly, as you heard him say, he's already in Michigan. So these storms are making their way here. Expectation, they're moving very fast, 50 to 60 miles an hour. So it's as we are doing this show, it's almost 10 o'clock. Couple of hours, these storms could be here from West Michigan. So be on guard. You can see the radar. You now know how to go to the National Weather Service page. You now know that you can install Nixle on your phone. You now know that you can install the My Radar app. And you now have the tips from the National Weather Service of what to do. Just as a reminder, bottom line, when you hear the sirens going, or if you get an alert from one of the many resources you now have available to you today, don't hesitate. Go to your basement, go to an interior room in your house where you've got 4 walls, hopefully more than 1 wall between you and the outside of your home. Get down as low as you can, cover your head, and as the National Weather Service said, and we have seen it in the tornado here in West Bloomfield back in '76, a vast majority of the injuries and deaths that happen are because of that flying debris, glass and tree limbs and just everything else you could imagine flying around those tornadoes at over 100 miles an hour. So that's it for the Splash today. I know we're going to get through this. I hope we get through this safe. You will too if you're careful. Stay in touch today and we'll see you tomorrow morning, hopefully with very little to report right here on the Splash Live. Have a great day.